Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to have you here today. Today's presentation is titled, An Old Man's Advice. We'll explore some valuable lessons and insights that come with experience and age. Over the next few minutes, I'll share stories, tips, and reflections that I hope will inspire and guide you. So let's get started. Let's dive into the psychology of attraction. In the complex world of male-female dynamics, attraction is rarely just about surface-level charm or empty gestures. Women, whether they realize it or not, often test men to see what's really underneath. These tests help reveal deeper traits like strength, confidence, independence, and emotional stability, which are often more attractive than superficial qualities. Understanding this can help us see why genuine qualities matter so much in building meaningful connections. It's a reminder that attraction goes far beyond appearances, and that these deeper traits are key to forming lasting bonds. This ties into the overall theme of understanding what truly draws people together beyond the surface. Let's take a moment to understand these traps that women might encounter. Now, it's important to recognize that these are not necessarily malicious or intentional. Instead, they are psychological filters that are deeply rooted in our biology and social psychology. These filters serve a purpose. They help women differentiate between men who are truly grounded and secure and those who might be insecure or easily manipulated. Think of these filters as a kind of mental sieve that helps women navigate complex social cues and assess potential partners. By understanding these filters, we can better appreciate the subtle ways women evaluate trustworthiness and stability in men. This is a key part of our overall theme, how women protect themselves emotionally and instinctively. Recognizing these filters allows us to see how natural, ingrained mechanisms play a crucial role in relationship dynamics. So, when we talk about these traps, remember, they're more about innate survival strategies than about any personal flaw. Let's take a closer look at the expert analysis framework. This slide outlines a detailed approach to understanding the psychological traps women might use to expose weak men. What's important here is that, by recognizing these traps, men can develop greater resilience and presence. This isn't about manipulation or blame, but about awareness and empowerment. We're focusing on how these psychological tactics function, and more importantly, how men can respond effectively. Throughout this presentation, our goal is to help you build a stronger sense of self and confidence. So, this analysis serves as a key tool in that journey. By understanding the subtle ways these traps operate, you can better navigate interactions and maintain your composure. Remember, the overall theme is about growth, resilience, and mastering your emotional responses. This framework is a crucial step toward that goal. Let's talk about tests 1 through 3, which focus on communication and financial dynamics. First, the late text test. When a woman delays her reply, she's essentially testing your patience. Psychologically, this mimics how slot machines work with variable reward systems, creating a kind of emotional hook. If you panic or double text, it shows dependence and a lack of confidence. But a secure man, he stays calm and doesn't chase after her. That's a key indicator of inner strength. Next is the X question. When she asks about your ex, it's not just curiosity. It's actually a way of scanning for emotional baggage. If she detects bitterness, she might see you as stuck in the past. If she notices bragging, it could reveal insecurity. This is projection psychology at play. Your wounds and vulnerabilities often leak through what you say, even unintentionally. Finally, the forgot my wallet moment. On the surface, it might seem like a simple excuse about money, but really, it's about exploitation. If you cover the bill without thinking, you might be susceptible to the sunk cost fallacy, throwing good money after bad because you don't want to feel like you're wasting resources. A strong man helps when it's appropriate, but he does so without being manipulated. Recognizing these signs helps us understand how to maintain healthy boundaries while projecting confidence. Now let's move on to slide 6, which covers the too nice comment. This isn't just a compliment or a kind gesture, it's actually a subtle compliance test. When she says you're too nice, she's checking if your actions are driven by genuine authenticity or simply a desire for approval. If you apologize or start to shrink back, you're signaling that you're seeking validation rather than staying true to yourself. The key here is to stand your ground, maintain your confidence, and show that your actions are authentic. Remember, real strength is about consistency and self-assurance, not just appeasing others. This is a crucial part of emotional control and validation, and it ties directly into the larger theme of maintaining integrity in your interactions. Let's dive into tests 8 through 14, which focus on identity and boundaries. First, the hypothetical future trap. When someone asks, "Would you take me on vacation?" It might seem innocent, but it's actually a way to test if you're overpromising or giving too much too soon. In negotiations, saying yes too quickly can indicate desperation to please, so be mindful of how you respond to these kinds of questions. Next is the tiny insult. A joke about your shoes or haircut might seem harmless, but it's often a micro-test to see how you handle small insults. Social psychology shows that fragile egos can snap under these small pressures, but real strength lies in maintaining an unshaken presence, standing firm and confident. Then we have the dream test. When she asks about your goals, she's really measuring your conviction. A man without clarity on his goals is like a captain without a map, lost and unfit to lead. Having a clear vision of what you want is essential for establishing boundaries and projecting strength. Moving on to the comparison trap. Statements like, "My friend's boyfriend bought her flowers," aren't just about flowers, they're about social comparison. A weak man might scramble to copy what others do, but a grounded man remains unaffected. It's about knowing your worth and staying true to your own path, rather than trying to emulate others. Next is the style suggestion. Requests to change your beard, clothes, or habits mirror what's called the foot-in-the-door technique, small concessions that can lead to larger control. But a strong man keeps his core identity intact, refusing to compromise who he is just to appease someone else. Then there's the fake emergency. Sudden crises are designed to test your boundaries and priorities. Blind obedience in these moments shows a lack of boundaries. A strong man helps when it's reasonable, but doesn't become a servant to chaos or manipulation. Finally, the "are you listening?" trap. This isn't about grabbing your attention, it's about asserting dominance. Like a teacher calling on a student, the goal is to unsettle and see how you respond. Weak men tend to panic, but strong men respond calmly and maintain their composure. Connecting all these points, the common theme is about recognizing these subtle tests and maintaining your boundaries and identity. It's about understanding what's really being asked and responding with confidence, so you don't get caught up in manipulation or lose yourself in the process. Let's dive into tests 15 through 20, which are advanced psychological maneuvers that reveal true character and strength. First, the lateness test. Arriving late isn't just about poor timing, it's a subtle test of patience and self-control. If someone loses their temper over tardiness, it often shows insecurity. On the other hand, maintaining a calm presence demonstrates leadership and confidence, regardless of the situation. Next is the mood flip. This involves shifting from warmth to cold, creating emotional turbulence. It's akin to military training. Weak men tend to chase after approval or try to fix the mood, while strong men stay steady, unaffected by these emotional ups and downs. Staying grounded under such stress shows resilience and inner strength. Then we have the subtle downgrade. Calling something cute instead of smart is a classic labeling tactic. Over time, repeated labels like these can shape someone's identity, sometimes subtly undermining confidence. But a man with self-respect doesn't internalize these downgrades. He recognizes his worth and doesn't let labels diminish him. Moving on to the "I need space" hint. When someone asks for space, it's often a way to test control. Weak men tend to beg or plead to hold on, but strong men respect that space without collapsing or feeling threatened. Respecting independence is actually a sign of strength, not weakness. Now, let's consider the praise another man trap. Complimenting another man in your presence is a test of security. Studies show that men who lose their composure or status in this scenario are insecure. True confidence and value come from being unthreatened by others' praise. it's a sign of inner security. Finally, the blame shift. When someone blames you for something trivial, it's a dominance move. Weak men tend to fold into guilt or defensiveness, whereas strong men accept responsibility only when it's justified. Recognizing these maneuvers helps us understand who's genuinely in control and who's trying to manipulate. Connecting all these points, they reveal how emotional control, self-respect, and confidence are crucial in navigating social dynamics. These tests are less about the surface and more about understanding who truly has strength and who might be insecure. Finally, let's talk about these 20 traps. Now, don't think of them as games to be scared of, but rather as psychological filters that women use to assess your strength. It's important to understand that weakness isn't exposed simply by experiencing failure. Instead, it shows when you panic, overreact, or try to desperately appease the situation. That's where vulnerability becomes obvious. A truly strong man, on the other hand, doesn't respond to these tests with arrogance or aggression. Instead, he remains calm, grounded, and confident in himself. That kind of self-respect is what truly demonstrates strength. Throughout this presentation, our main goal has been to understand the importance of maintaining composure and authenticity. These traps are not about manipulation. They're about understanding human nature and showing your true resilience. When you approach them with calm and confidence, you not only pass the test, you also showcase your real strength. All right, so here on the final slide, the path forward, I want to emphasize something really important. Ultimately, women aren't looking for perfection from us. What they truly value is consistency, showing up reliably, being present in the moment, and being a man whose value doesn't collapse under pressure. You see, these so-called traps or challenges we face, whether it's stress, uncertainty, or difficulty, are not necessarily obstacles. When we understand them, they actually become opportunities. Opportunities to demonstrate real masculine strength, strength that's rooted in resilience, calmness, and authenticity. So, as we move forward, remember that true strength isn't about being flawless. It's about being steady, engaged, and capable of handling whatever comes your way without losing your sense of self. That's what women are really looking for, someone who's consistent and grounded, especially when it's most needed. And that's the real path forward, embracing those challenges as chances to grow and show who you truly are.